know if you got a chance to see the slide with my picture, but I happen to be wearing the same clothes, so that doesn't happen very often. Innovation and automation have been hallmarks of the American grower for centuries. In fact, the origins of John Deere begin with the self-scouring steel plow in 1837, a tool that really changed how the ground was worked, and importantly, how new ground could be opened efficiently to feed and to sustain a rapidly expanding country. I tend to look at the autonomy equation as really just another step in that innovation story. It's a meaningful one to be sure, but really not that far a stretch if you look back at the innovation in agriculture over the last 200 years, but more importantly, over the last 20. We have been automating key steps, functions, and processing in farming, making important and incremental progress that has led us to this inflection point where autonomy isn't just possible, it's actually happening. Last fall, in testimony to the Senate Committee on Agriculture, John Deere's Chief Technology Officer, Jamie Hindman, shared some really key milestones from the 2023 crop year. The first thing he shared is that in the 2023 season, Deere had over 650,000 connected machines running in North America. And when you think about the importance of what data and connection is going to be in our world, how important the broadband investment was, and really how critical getting that last mile connectivity to the field will be for this information, it's going to be really critical to supporting autonomy. In fact, Deere is one of the top data consumers for Amazon Web Service during planting and harvest. You wouldn't have thought that 20 years ago, that an agriculture equipment company would be one of the leading data consumers. Second, using machine learning and AI, their new spraying solution, See & Spray, completed 275,000 acres in corn, soy, and cotton around the country. This technology stack resulted in a 61% reduction in contact herbicide use on those acres. That was nearly 2 million gallons saved. When you think about a win-win for a grower, the ability to reduce the cost of a herbicide, also the ability to reduce the total usage to prevent weed resistance is a pretty significant thing. And finally, he shared in the last 2 growing seasons, farmers completed approximately 45,000 acres of autonomous tillage in corn and soy fields across the United States. They did this using really their sense and act philosophy. And when you think about where Deere's mindset is around this technology, they're using precision sensors paired with AI and machine learning to act on information. The sprayer is a great example of this, but their goal really is to get to plant management level at production speeds. Think about that. Managing a decision for growing a plant at the production speed we need to do it on a large-scale basis. The self-propelled sprayers are doing this with 9 graphical processing units and 36 cameras that allows it to scan a distance of 120 feet at a speed of 12 miles an hour and only spray the weed with near-perfect accuracy. So these technologies are really incredible, and they're coming in a lot of different places, but I think it's really important that we also remember that there's some key building blocks that we've been working on for a couple of decades that are supporting what this next step into autonomy can be. The first is core hardware and what that means for us. And things as basic as displays, GNS receivers, and connectivity are the critical key building blocks of hardware that all of this stands on. Implementing and using those solutions across the production cycle is the key building block to take that final, relatively small step in the big picture into autonomy when it becomes widely available. From there, our core software becomes really critical to unlock capabilities such as the ability to steer a tractor and eliminate guest rows with sub-inch accuracy, or section control's ability to automatically shut off individual nozzles on your sprayer to ensure your nutrient placement is exactly where you want it. And finally, connectivity's ability to send that documentation and set up data to the tractor and back to the office with a tool like Work Planner. From that core software, we start to move into an advanced set of software technologies that really enable further movement and incremental gains in solutions. Turn automation is one that comes to mind. Implement guidance, machine sync, and in-field data sharing are all technologies that enhance your in-field productivity, pass to pass, from tillage to harvest. Advanced software is delivering that precision and automation that makes the next step into sense and act autonomy solutions possible. And when they get connected together, you get things like See and Spray, you get planting automation, you get application efforts, and Deere's newest release this year, which is harvest automation. But to get there, to get to this next step, you really got to ask yourself, how do we really prepare our fields, our farms, to handle this type of technology? And really thinking about it as a way to really wrap up all these automation and sense and act steps into a solution that's a complete sequence. The building blocks to get prepared to start are what we're already using in the field today. Key ones in there are a nerve center, and Deere uses what's called the operations center. Many others use different solutions, but it's really where the technology stack is controlled from. The system is where all the data resides and allows growers to share machine and agronomic data with their dealer or other trusted providers at their choice. And as we think about data privacy, it's a really important piece to this puzzle, is that the grower's got to make that decision of who's partnering with me in my business. The second is around connectivity. About 2 years ago, John Deere made the decision to include connectivity for the lifetime of production tractors in its base offerings, partly because it understood how foundational that connection was to the complete solution. JD Link, their product, enables cloud-to-machine communication and a necessity for autonomy and the ability to support those tractors remotely. Staying connected to your equipment unlocks insights today, and more importantly, it's going to lay the groundwork for the autonomous solutions in the future. The great thing we have with AI is that data we captured 4, 5, 10 years ago now has a new relevance as it's used in the analysis and decision-making process as we move forward. Utilizing these solutions requires kind of an advanced feature set, and some of those are available today in production cycles. And I'd compare it to this. It's a lot like flying an airplane. If you're going to be a pilot, you've really got to be committed to the fundamentals of flight. You go through step-by-step processes, you build no-fail solutions for safety, and you take that step into excellence, which for us in the ground is going to be autonomy. Much like flying the plane, it allows the machine to work autonomously much easier. But it's important that you do those step-by-step functions in order and in a process that's theoretically makes sense and is workable at the grower level. These advanced capabilities ensure your machine and its implement are exactly where the grower wants them to be at all times, planning the next pass from the last one, and even doing all the turns for you at the field's edge. All of that is available today. If our fields and our processes aren't prepared to execute the work with implement guidance, turn automation, machine sync, it's probably not likely that the adoption of autonomy is going to be a really comfortable experience for the grower. It's really important to think about getting those key sequential processes in place before the autonomy solution is tried to be implemented. And then finally, there's two more pieces: establishing high-quality boundaries, and that's really around safety, and it's going to be a kind of a central force and a central aspect for John Deere of making sure that that machine is controlled well, that we know where it's at all times, and that we don't have a tractor on the loose. And the last piece is around documentation, and I talked about it a little bit before, but the data that we're capturing today will help us make better decisions tomorrow. Documenting and mastering data capture is a critical element to prepare for autonomy. As we talk about Op Center and boundaries and connectivity, at the core of all of this really is capturing accurate data and becoming comfortable with making decisions based upon that data. So what's coming today? The Commodity Classic in Houston in February John Deere unveiled new solutions for model year 2025. It was one of their largest releases in the last 20 years. It included an autonomy-ready high-horsepower 9RX series tractor. This announcement means that machines that are being ordered this fall for the 2025 growing season can be ordered pre-wired to support Deere's autonomous solutions when they're ready for release at full production. In addition, they also announced that the first way autonomy will come to the field will be in a precision upgrade kit, which means that it's not coming from the factory in the full tractor, but the kit itself will come and meet the machines in the field. In addition, Deere announced its harvest automation technology suite for combines. It's in pre-production this fall. There's one here in the Red River Valley right now. It's across the river, and it will be in the field in the valley during harvest. The headline number with that tractor is a 20% productivity boost as the combine integrates satellite imagery and camera vision systems to better anticipate the crop entering the machine and automatically speeds up or slows down based on the volume of the crop entering the head. We are within a few months of wrapping up the 2024 growing season, and I am looking forward to seeing an updated report from John Deere on the scaling of acres for both their See and Spray solution and autonomous acres and tillage. I know they're going up in a meaningful way, as our teams at RDO have been busy this summer supporting our growers across the country, and specifically here in the Red River Valley, as they put the new technologies to work. I will share with you that to date, growers that partner with our teams have completed over 1,200 autonomous tillage acres and 35,000 acres with See and Spray. And those savings are going to be included in that 2024 report. So it's a very exciting time for our industry, and we're really looking forward to continuing to partner with you all. Thank you.